How's it guys? Mike from Orange Tech. Thanks for joining. Today we're fitting the LC8 transparent clutch cover, which fits all the new V-twin LC8 motors. Let's see what we got. So this will be our new spring pressure plate. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. And then some new bolts to obviously make up the extra space of the billet aluminium. So because this is a dry sump system, you don't have to drain the oil. Most of the oil anyway sits in the tank. So on the dupe models, because they don't lean over so much on the side stand, I just went and put a little block of wood under the front wheel to give us a bit more lean angle so the oil doesn't run out the cover. On the adventure models, because they lean over way more, you don't need to do this. So what we're going to start with is there's only 5 bolts, and we undo them and take the original cover off now. So now you can see the clutch exposed. Here's the pressure plate, which we've now actually got a new billet one for. With these, you don't want to be loosening one all the way. Do these in sequence because there's springs behind this and you want to be taking it off level. So as you can see how long the springs are, there's a lot of pressure on there. So if we had to just loosen the one side, this plate would twist and you could bend the plate, damage the springs, break the inner basket. There's a lot of things could go wrong. So that's why I undo it all at the same time. So this is what we're taking out, this is what we're putting back in. Quite a difference in looks, eh? Because they have the pressure of the spring, there's no Loctite needed here. Obviously we're going to torque it to the exact spec. So on this model, the pressure plate specs is 12 Newton meters. Check your model before doing yours, but they all average between 10 and 12, as is a 6mm bolt. So just like when I took it off, we'll put it back in sequence to try and keep the plate as level as possible while tightening it down. We have to change the seal over. We didn't unfortunately get a new one in this one, but the bike's got low mileage, so the seal will still be great, as it is a rubber seal. And if you look, you can still see the lip is nice and round. It hasn't gone square, so it can definitely be reused. Just take your time if you are reusing your other seal, as you don't want to break it because that will end your mood of your day very quickly. Now when installing this into the new cover, whether it be the aftermarket one or original, guys tend to start one point and just rolling them in, but because it is a rubber seal, obviously it stretches. So if you start one side and you work your way through, by the time you get here, you're going to have super excess seal. So I like to start where that point is, which is the only form the seal has, and then lay it down as close to where it should be laying as possible. Maybe I'm going to tuck that point in a little bit. There. Okay, and then randomly start putting it into its position so we don't stretch it and deform it in any way. And there we go. She's all in place. Take out our new bolts at the top of this. Let's put her on. So where the old cover and seal used to sit, just give it a wipe off. Make sure there's no dirt, grime, things that could contaminate the new seal. I like trying to hold the cover as smooth as possible to the inner casing, because as you can see there is movement as the holes are not exactly to size. So try and hold it as center as possible while just nipping the bolts up by hand. Okay, for the outer cover, the specs are 10 Newton meters, and we want to do this in a crisscross pattern. So if we start here, you want to go as opposite as you can, then as opposite, obviously you can't go back that one, so one next to it, as well until you're done. And that's it. Now you know how to change a clutch cover on the LC8 motor. Obviously always make sure everything's tight, clean up after yourself, keep the environment safe, and as you can see, this looks amazing. If you want to see more of this bike in action too, go follow Ginger with the bike, as this is his personal motorcycle and a very good friend of mine. But for now, let's see what this looks like running.